up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Chem Lights and Tracers. So
howdy.
We're here with Rusty, Mike, and Melissa, and this is the after-hours show for our other podcast called Ammo Cans and Crayons. We got a couple of things from the last show that we're actually going to talk about on this show. The first one is laws that are still on the books but not enforced. And in the last episode of Chem Lights and Tracers, I believe, I talked about what could they be called? Marital aids. And how many can you own? And I think I found it, and I think it was...
I think a lot of single people use those too. You
Yeah.
just can't call them marital aids.
Yeah.
Sexual devices.
Sexual devices.
So
Adult toys, I guess.
So Jeff Bezos can only have 5 rockets in the state of Texas. He does shoot them off.
I can only send up 5 girls in a rocket. That's all you can.
Well, I mean,
So...
You're pseudo astronauts here.
In Ammo Cans and Crayons, we were talking about what classifies you as an astronaut.
So-
and apparently, what is it?
so when they took him out of the capsule, did it ejaculate the girls out?
I don't know, but you're taking 5 eggs out. So, I mean, it's not even like a half a dozen.
Yeah,
Oh, Lord.
Whatever.
but no, apparently stewardess can be astronaut trainers.
I guess they know how to put seatbelts on.
Move
They
the
know how to work
seats.
exit doors, move the seats, tray tables.
Because
Halfway there.
apparently that's all that is required to be an astronaut, I guess. And you also have to like
Is training to be
as training to be an astronaut, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, apparently that's all the training you need to become an astronaut.
You have to. In the dictionary we looked up, an astronaut is considered. Well, you're considered an astronaut by being trained to use a spaceship.
It's not even a spaceship, man. It's an atmospheric module.
Did they even pilot it?
No.
No,
No, like everything
like
was
a-
on autopilot.
It's like a slingshot from one part to another.
they just lit the pipe and it went up and came back down.
Now all I imagine is somebody standing underneath the rocket with their ear plugged with a lighter, trying to get the thing lit.
There's probably
trying to-
someone just like with a joystick going out though now.
Trying to light a bonfire here, man.
like trying to light a bottle rocket, but you're only 5, so your parents don't really trust you with the
You know
lighter.
what they had? They had it hooked up to, those barbecue. This is Texas. We have barbecue grills. So, those gas lighters and stuff.
the igniter for the grill.
They had piezo lighters. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Oh my god, that was funny. So
$250 million in a piezo lighter gets it up in space.
Right?
it didn't ignite the first time, so they had to unscrew the cap, take the battery out.
Touch the little.
It's like a bad Roman candle, You're just like,
Give me that 9-volt battery. There you go.
I kind of picture it as like a demolition crew, and they're just sitting there with 2 wires, and they finally touch them, and then it ignites the rocket fuel.
So, what's the law on this? You can't have 5
You can't have more than 5.
battery-operated boyfriends.
I don't think
In
the
Texas.
batteries are
I don't think
an
yeah.
issue. I think it's just the
plastic housing.
the capsules.
The capsules. So
The pocket
point
rockets. You
is
cannot have more
The
than
pocket rockets.
more than 5
So,
pocket rockets.
okay, so is that just for females, the pocket rockets, or it does the fleshlights?
Oh, we're
count?
Well,
we're
I would-
non-biased. We're gender neutral.
I was going to say, I would hope that in today's, diverse society, that it goes both ways.
So you can't have more than 5 fleshlights.
Yeah. But I think
Unless you're really in a dark space, then I would say take
Well, I
more
mean,
than
they-
just one.
They have different ethnicities.
Like,
I think they're just
like
I think
African American ones and Mexican ones
Right.
and Asian ones and
The lip
Indian
sizes
ones.
and everything.
And then when you go Indian, like, there's different types of Indians.
does it have a dot on the end?
Is it the dot or the feather type? And can you
There's-
technically
Is it the 7-Eleven kind or the casino
No,
kind?
just like how the mag
you
lights
like
have
a
the
dot
black.
and a feather?
Mag lights have the black little dot, and the
we
Indian
can't-
one
we-
have the
we-
red
yeah,
dot.
we don't carry mag lights anymore.
I think the biggest
know?
takeaway is that Texas, technically, if you go by that, they have more strict pocket rocket laws than gun laws. Yeah, so
True.
I don't know. I've been on
go
the force
Texas.
19 years and I've never crossed somebody.
I know here in the city, there's one law that's in the books that I don't think you guys enforce it. It's spitting on the public streets or sidewalk. You cannot. It's against the law to spit on the sidewalk.
Actually, we do.
You do?
Yeah, we do.
You still
I've-
enforce that one?
Oh yeah, especially if you're like a career criminal
Uh-huh.
and I'm trying to get you for something. Yeah, you got to start at the bottom, man.
You can always get someone.
So
for
you guys still
something.
use that
That's
law?
your-
What,
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, what other
I think
laws
that's
do you
why
use
they
to?
keep those laws, is because that way, situations like that, you can always get someone for something.
We can find something. Just start the
Can
bare
you use
minimum.
city ordinances too?
It's still a classic.
Do y'all have like Rolodexes for the older ones? We're like, wait a minute, let me start going here and look.
up there. Human Rolodex.
There you go.
I mean, there's some on the books that we don't even like. I think you brought up one.
The horses have to have tail lights.
I haven't seen a horse after dark. I mean, you
Did
know,
you just like glue it on? Like, what do you do?
No, you
Like
use one of your
Velcro?
5 devices and tape a light to it with the battery and stick it in the horse.
the lighted butt plugs. Is that what you're talking about? The little flashing one. It can't be flashing, okay? Because that is something that could get you pulled over. You know. You
I thought it was just in the front though.
No. It's got
No, it's
In the back
Brake
too?
lights.
Yeah.
So if your brake light is loose and it starts flashing, you can pull someone over with it for
Yeah,
that,
for faulty equipment.
but it's still working.
No, it is not working like how it's intended. If it's a brake light, it's not working how it's intended. If it's a
Just-
signal light, that's different.
But if the horse's glutes, I mean, it's technically already faulty because brake lights should be symmetric.
But I think there is still a law that says if it's earlier than 1930s or something or other, you can have one taillight. Somewhere along the lines that it got put to callers have to have 2. I think in the 60s or 70s, I don't remember, but before that, as long as you had a light in the tail, you were fine.
So, like on my truck,
Not in the tail, but sorry. It's
why does that horse have 3
English.
brake lights?
Why is the middle one flashing? But
So, 2 questions on that. One, could you get pulled over if you have, how like some trucks have the 2 tail lights in the back and then they have the 3rd brake light on top?
yes,
If one of the bulbs is out, can you still pull them over for that?
yes,
And because that's faulty equipment,
it's
right?
faulty equipment.
Yeah, right. You're supposed to have 3, the brake light, right? The
Yeah.
3rd one on top.
The third one, yeah.
Yeah.
In all
'cause
All
vehicles.
cars have that 3rd brake light. So it's
But
it's
if the-
federally mandated.
If the 3rd brake light has 2 bulbs in it, but one bulb is burnt out,
You get
so
half,
one
you
is-
get half the ticket.
you get half the ticket.
Half the ticket.
Hey, okay, I have a question. So when I drive home early in the morning. It's dark. There's cars out there that people don't actually put on the auto or anything else.
Because they're
There's-
older cars, or
No, the newer ones. So, well, kind of newer ones. So they get in their car, they turn it on, the car senses it's dark, and they turn on the headlights, but it doesn't kick on their rear lights. Right? You seen those?
Oh, like they're just running lights, but
Running
they're not
lights.
running their
oh,
taillights.
they're using the driving lights.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, and they think that's the actual lights.
Yeah, there's people that are just morons out there. I mean, you're
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, there's some people that don't know that, you need to actually turn on the freaking lights. They think that's the way the car is set up, that, oh, I just turn on the car at night and they'll already turn on the lights.
unfortunately in today's society, people believe that things should already be working as they intended, how they bought them, and if
No
it doesn't
switch.
work, then they go and buy something else.
But, So okay. So when they step on the brakes, the brake lights work.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So they turn signal. The turn signal's lights work, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when they're just coasting, there's no lights
Okay.
except reflectors. Do those reflectors count as signal lights? Well, like you're there as tail lights.
No.
The red reflectors.
No.
No.
Now I've got a question for you.
Because you're still early in the morning.
Uh-huh.
So the law does say that you have to have your lights on
30 minutes before.
30 minutes before dusk
Mm-hmm.
and 30 minutes after dawn.
Mm-hmm.
So even when the sun rises and it's still that kind of funky little, you should still have your lights on 30 minutes after sunrise.
Mm-hmm.
And then before sunsets, it's 30 minutes before sunsets. Usually the cars are programmed with the little light sensor. When it goes a certain lumens or whatever it is, it automatically turns your lights on.
Mm-hmm.
It's operator error when they switch it to that driving light mode only. It's operator error, so they're just retarded.
Yeah.
But they still get a ticket for that.
Yeah, if it's something that they need to get ticketed for.
Mm-hmm. Now, here's a good question. I was driving down 375 the other day, and I saw a Mustang with blue taillights.
Okay.
That's not up to code, right?
I was supposed to be red or amber, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the rear.
Mm-hmm.
Not blue.
They were blue, like a bluish purple, but then when he hit his brakes, they lit up red.
So was it the reflectors that were blue?
No, like it was one of the newer Mustangs that have like the LED taillights. Like, how like the taillights
Oh
on
yeah,
one unit?
those. Some people they can program those. It's
Yeah.
off-road use only type stuff.
Yeah.
It could still be a citation.
See, and that's what I thought. And I was just like, oh, I got to remember this for the Chem Lights and Tracers show.
Yeah, I mean, usually you'd have to find it to do it.
Yeah. So, well, he's near 375 in Vista del Sol. So
I'll let the traffic guys know that.
You need to let them know on the weekends. They be going up and down the road here racing and doing donuts here in that gym that closed down over here, the EP Fitness.
Uh-huh.
mm-hmm.
One of these days I can put my drone out there and see if I can just film it. That'd be a cool drone shot.
It'd be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
I wouldn't turn it in for evidence. I'd just post it. Hey, check out this 4K video of people doing donuts.
Look at these asshats in our freaking neighborhood.
Well, at least they're doing it in the empty parking lot, not in the middle of the street like they do in Cali and stuff, in Phoenix and stuff. Shutting down
True.
roads.
Yeah.
Even though when you go down some of these roads and you see the donut marks, like, what the All right.
Yeah.
Anyways,
So,
I guess people got money for tires.
tires ain't cheap.
Nope.
I got to replace my tires on my truck this fall.
Already?
China.
Yeah. Well, I've had my truck for 3 years now. So it's about time to change them out. But I put a lot of miles on my truck, so we use it for hunting trips, and like 40% of my job is driving from the farm to
A lot of grocery getting.
the farm to the office, and then back down and to the west
Trying
side.
to work it in there.
So
Do you have to change the oil too?
yeah.
What oil do you use?
Hopefully a long-lasting one.
Well, it's
Do you have to warm it up first?
No. On my personal truck, I use that for a lot of miles and stuff. But my work truck only has like 7,000 miles on it.
Mm-hmm.
So
How old is it?
it's a 2017.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 2017, and it's only got like 7,989, I think.
Man,
So-
that's nuts.
Yeah, it's brand new. My mom has a 2021 Chevy Tahoe.
So what exactly is the shelf life of oil?
I think it's like 8 months.
And how many oil changes have you done on it?
3, I think.
Yeah, but if you use it the right way, there's no months. I mean,
But
not
it's
even
also,
9 months.
but my work truck is also a diesel, so you get longer life out of them, and you got to use like 20. I think it's like 22 quarts or something like that. So yeah, it's a lot of oil for a diesel truck. So, yeah. But I usually
you
just
know
use
what
my
they
truck for.
You know what they use in Australia? I watched a YouTube video. You know what they use in Australia? Coconut oil for diesel. You guys heard that one?
I hadn't actually.
I know it's a solid.
I think they get the coconuts from what's that? That little New Zealand or something like that, or the Guam and all those island places. They get the coconut oil from the stores. This is diesel oil.
Coconut oil is actually used in a lot of different things.
Make some good
A lot of
chicken.
purposes.
Make some good chicken.
Actually, if you know you use coconut oil with coconut flour in like onion rings, it's the best.
Really?
A lot of
Makes it
medicinal
less greasy.
uses too.
That and shrimp, coconut shrimp. When you're frying coconut shrimp
That's really good.
with coconut oil, the best.
Yeah, I gotta stay away from shrimp.
You have a shellfish allergy or
No,
no?
just gotta stay away from it.
No, what's the story?
There's always a story.
There's always a story in there.
Yeah. You can just throw anything out there and there's a story.
Because if I kiss a loved one with shrimp, I could kill him.
Oh,
Gotta stay away from shrimp.
gotcha.
I'm not allergic to anything, probably except for like a
Coconut oil?
bullet hole or something. Yeah.
Bullet hole. That goes back to the does a straw have one hole or two or?
What was the consensus?
I
with
know
you
the
guys?
Dude,
answer
I
to
don't
that.
know.
What's the answer?
A straw has one hole.
It's just a long hole.
By definition,
That's like a golf
A
game. It's like I
hole.
got the long hole on
Like
this
a
one.
long hole.
no, a hole is an opening that has, you go in one that has an exit. It has to have an exit. So when you go in one opening, you go out another exit. So all
It's like a
straw,
portal.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
portal. So if you went in, if it had two exits, then that's two holes, even though there's three openings. Does that make sense?
So what if you went inside one part of the straw, flipped it over, and then continued on your path? You would only go in one opening.
Then it's not a hole. It's just a continuum.
If there's a hole in the middle, like from here to the middle of the earth and all the way straight through, and you jump in,
If there is
Would you
no,
be an astronaut?
no, you would be a land
astronaut.
astronaut.
the land astronaut,
I'm telling you, if you occupy space, you're a land astronaut.
Mima and I are on the same wavelength tonight.
yeah, but you'd be seesawing back and forth, right? Because when you get to the other side, you have to fall back into the hole, and then when you get to the top of the other side, you fall back in the hole.
Or
So
do
it'd
you
be-
fall through the hole and then shoot out the other side,
It would
and then
be-
you
And
go into
you
the
would fall back,
atmosphere?
and you would fall back.
And then you
As
become
long
an
as you
astronaut.
come out another hole, it's one hole.
I don't want to get
There
into
was
debate.
so many ways we could have taken that last statement and just ran with it.
And I'm
Yep.
disappointed
That's why I
you
was like,
didn't.
okay, what's next?
Oh,
You know, as long as it's not heated, right? That was just the
Yeah.
general consensus.
As long as it's not, don't put it in the microwave. Yeah.
Pinky fingers not broken. Test it out real
make
quick.
sure it's not broke.
All right.
Need all sensation.
so
Corn dogs.
what was the
dogs.
topic that we were on before we sidetracked and totally sidetracked?
Laws on the books.
I'm sure there's a law on the
ridiculous
book
laws on the
regarding
books.
that.
I picked one out right now, and it's permission to walk barefoot. That apparently is still in the law.
But who do you have to get permission from?
That's what I'm trying to find out. From a local government agency.
So like a police department
Yeah, like a police or a local governing agency.
that would not be
You
considered.
would have to get a $5 permit. I don't know where.
Is
It
that
says
in the United States or
No, this
certain
is this is
Texas?
barefoot in some parts of
Texas.
Texas.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
but that's like
crazy.
outside of your home.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to walk down,
I mean, out of your property, I'd guess.
yeah, like if I wanted to walk down the street barefoot, I would need to go to the police department and be like, "Hey,
I mean,
I
if
want
you
to walk
wanna-
around barefoot."
If you want to do it on like the 100-degree asphalt out here, go right ahead.
Right.
We would probably think that you were to have some kind of mental deficiency at the moment. And,
Yeah.
and
Call rescue.
you would probably end up in hospital.
Yeah.
But
Call
The-
rescue.
Another one that I remembered was, I want to say it's somewhere in France, but it's against the law to shower naked.
That explains a lot about people in France, actually.
Yeah,
that
apparently.
that would explain the smell.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And the
But
growth.
I'm just like,
And-
okay, so what do? You just put on like a bathing suit? Oh, I'm going to go take a shower and put on a
That's
bathing
where
suit.
the term
and
came
then-
from.
Oh,
Bathing suit.
bathing suit. There you go.
I guess it all makes sense now.
Another law in Texas, parts of Texas, is windshield wipers are a must, but windshields are optional.
And doors are optional too.
Like on Jeeps.
And on Honda Civics.
And yeah, that's true. That is true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I got a Jeep down on the farm that only has a windshield and a bikini top.
But does it
just
have
covers-
windshield wipers? Because it's supposed to. Okay.
Yeah. And since we don't do like safety inspections anymore, so
That went out this year, right? Like they're stopped.
Well, it just in the state of Texas, but the city still wants you to do one for emissions.
for emissions, only because we live in a county that requires it. I think there's like
Next to
6
it.
or 7 counties in Texas that require emissions tests.
Next to a city of 2 million people that, burns trash and everything else.
They got to heat up coconut oil down there. You know?
I guess so.
So do diesel trucks need to have inspections?
Yes, any vehicle does. Motor
Because
vehicle,
But they don't
motor
burn
vehicle.
the same.
because I took my work truck in to get an inspection because the sticker expires, I think, next month. And they said that they don't-
fall under emissions.
No,
No, so
Because-
they probably just did the paperwork and then signed
he
it
didn't
out.
even do that. He was just like, no, you just take your renewal paper that you get in the mail. You just take it in, and they issue. I think they're going to issue you new plates or something, or a new sticker or something. I don't know. I don't remember what he said, but
Probably a windshield sticker.
yeah.
But starting soon, when you buy a car, the dealership provides a plate, and that plate stays with the car. Like if you sell a car, the plate has
Plate
to transfer
follows.
with it. The plate follows the car.
And
Until the-
Mexico does that, don't
until-
they?
I think so.
Yeah.
There's a lot of places.
Yeah,
that
so
do that.
they stopped using the paper.
Yeah, there's no more paper plates, but for the life of that car, like they do in Europe, like once that license plate has whatever number it is, then it stays with that car until
But no more like personalized license tags.
I'm
Yeah.
sure you can.
So, like
but-
when you sell the car, like you own a car and it has one license plate, you sell the car and someone re-registers and they get a new license plate.
yeah, there's no more new license plates. That license plate will
So-
go with the car.
So when you buy a used car,
hold on real quick. So if a guy, say like someone committed a crime in that vehicle, and it's already in your books saying this vehicle with this license plates committed a crime.
It would probably be in evidence and not on the road anymore.
Well, no, but you haven't caught the dude. So the murderer sells it to someone else, trades over the license plates and everything else, and then they
At which
drive
point they're
around
caught.
and
Yeah, that's probably why.
someone and then they didn't stop at a stop sign, the new owner, and get pulled over and do a felony stop because now they think this is the murder, right?
when you purchase a vehicle, whether it's a used vehicle or a new one, you have to register it. So at the time that the murder happened and the time that you sold the vehicle, there's going to be a gap,
Yeah,
and it's going to show the
we got some-
previous owner's name.
we got some smart cops.
I'm not even a cop, and I know that.
Thank you for watching CSI. That's what I tell all the people.
My time in WITSEC even taught me that.
Right? I'm not going to divulge your WITSEC name
Thank you.
Hey, I watch Forensic File. I like the stuff after the fact.
after the fact.
I don't want to see the murder. I just want to know what happened after the
Yeah,
murder.
what they do.
So, but yeah, so the number of dildos you can own, walking barefoot, no naked showers in France.
You know it's illegal to milk somebody
like-
else's cow.
Is it really?
But what if
Yeah.
you're really thirsty?
Felony, baby.
Yup, felonies, baby.
It might be. No, I think it's a misdemeanor, though.
Yeah, probably.
I think you have to get consent first. That's why I tell everybody, just get consent. Works a lot better that way.
It works a lot better that way. So, oh man, what was the other one? I heard of one. I want to say it's in Kentucky, maybe. But if you commit a crime, obviously not a felony like a murder or anything like that, but you can request a gun and a horse and promise to leave town, and they're like required to give it to you, and you just can't show up like in that place ever again. If you do, then you could be arrested for the previous charge. So if you go and you rob, if you
I'm
go
gonna ride out of town on the horse that you give me
Oh, horse
and
that
not come back.
you rode in
yeah.
on.
So
I promise I will come back. I want to,
yeah, I want a gun and a horse, and like they're
Do they get a choice in a gun and a horse?
I don't know.
That'd be cool.
In La Forge, Texas, it is illegal to take more than 3 sips or swallows of a beer while standing up. Okay.
So on
It's
your
not
second
completely
sip, you got to
clear.
sit down.
It is not completely clear why this became a law. Now, I think I can get that. Safety precautions, fall precautions. So sit your butt down so you don't fall over. Some people don't handle their alcohol
Choking
well.
hazards or what?
Well, it depends on if you know how to deal with the gag reflex.
That'd be a lot of like how we have the city council meeting. We gotta drop these choking deaths that we're having. So we're gonna limit you to 3 sips per standing. That's retarded.
It's also against the law to shoot a buffalo from a second-story window of a hotel.
I thought shooting buffaloes, period, were against like federal laws, wasn't it? Unless you get a license or something.
I think that's a Lee Harvey Oswald clause. I don't know. I don't remember what floor he was on though.
I wonder if
Sixth
this is
floor.
true.
He was on the
sixth,
Was he on the 6th floor?
I guess. Yeah, the 6th floor of the book suppository.
Suppository? Yeah.
The book suppository.
That's not going to go right, dude.
The depository.
I know. I said suppository on purpose.
It is illegal to have anything protruding from your bumper unless it is attached with a chain. So bumper stickers are a no-no.
Hear that, Bernie Sanders people?
All of the, what is it, Ted Cruz?
The Biden-Harris ones?
The bumper stickers.
What's it? Our local guys do that keeps losing. Beto O'Rourke.
Oh,
Yeah, that
Beto
one.
stickers?
Beto stickers.
Beto
The
magnets.
Waterburger looking ones.
So there is a
Still see that.
24-hour notice. Those planning to commit a crime in Texas are required by law to provide their victims with 24 hours written or verbal notice. The law was put on the books in an effort to reduce crime. That sounds about. I actually heard about that when I was informed about the reptilians, but I guess it's a thing.
Yeah, for mutual combat, you just got to walk up to an officer and say, hey, we're going to fight.
True.
Is that really true?
Yeah, that's really true. We could do it.
What if you're bluffing?
We call the bluff. Take them both. I'm just kidding. you didn't
show
fight.
You show up at that
I
time
was
with
just
popcorn. Let's see. It is illegal to have an open container in a car.
Yep.
It doesn't specify alcohol. It just says an open container.
Yep.
So my coconut oil has to be closed.
And not solid. Okay.
Yeah,
Has to
there's
be a
that.
Liquid.
little bit warmed
liquid
up.
fire.
The MCT oil. Or
Well, but in
MC, yeah,
Texas,
MC.
it's probably going to be liquefied at that point.
True.
Yeah.
So if you
easily
have
liquefied.
like a soda can in your truck, it's an open container.
It says open container.
So I can
Well,
get,
that's not a container. That's a can.
but it's containing the liquid.
A container
Used to contain.
involves a top, though. So I think that in a court of law I think I'd win that case.
Probably.
Hey.
Yeah.
If someone had an empty alcohol bottle or can and they're driving around, they get pulled over, and they're like, "Oh, do you have alcohol in it?" And they're like, "No, we don't have alcohol." But then,
Technically, you don't.
But like I said, we start at the lowest thing. So if you have an open alcohol container, doesn't matter if it has, that leads to what? Reasonable suspicion. So we go from reasonable suspicion to probable cause, which means, oh, you might be driving drunk, so let's come on out.
But you know what? Technically, your body is a container, so as soon as you open your mouth, you have an open container. So there you go.
I am so going to use that in court.
It is illegal to fire a gun at someone unless they have handed it to the victim.
Oh, interesting. It's the dual clause.
I thought they did that after the fact. You know, like put the fingerprints on them.
Flirting with the eyes or hands is illegal in San Antonio, Texas. This law is enforceable for both men and women. Okay, so I'm just going to say this. Does that mean, like, okay, you take away the eyes and hands, like, so
And
what,
deaf
you
people
could
don't have a
teabag
chance.
somebody
No,
and it's
deaf
okay?
people don't have a chance.
You got to use the rest of the body language. Let's go.
Like, what do we have here?
Like when that Tex-Mex music gets to the hips, that's what you start
That's
using.
where you go.
Yeah, but
Vibrant.
She's
What
flirting
That's
with me.
when things get broke.
What happens to deaf people though? When they have to sign language.
Well, they're just out of luck then.
It sucks. I guess one won't hear their complaints.
Yeah.
In Romania, it is illegal to wash your car in front of your house.
I think that's even legal here too.
Legal or illegal?
Illegal.
Really? Because I've washed my truck in front of my house.
Isn't there a law that you cannot let it run into the street?
Yeah.
Water.
Yeah, it's the water usage laws or whatever.
But no one enforces that
Ordinance.
shit.
No, sometimes code enforcement does.
But they're not out at night. And there's
Oh, they're
water.
they're expanding like you wouldn't believe.
Because the city has a lot of freaking weeds. And they do have a lot of city buildings that I've seen that have water spilling out into the roads. They fix their own shit.
It's a work in progress. That's all I can tell you. It's a work in progress.
So, selling your organs. All right. According to the Texas Penal Code, Section 48.02, it's against the law to sell human organs. While this may seem like a no-brainer, it is illegal in Texas to sell your eyes, heart, kidneys, liver, lungs, skin, and other organs or tissues. You are free, however, to sell blood and hair. People who sell their organs are guilty of a Class A misdemeanor. Texans should also know that a conviction results in up to a year in jail and or fines up to $4,000. This law also pertains to the purchase of organs. I mean, if I sell my heart for like $50,000, I mean, you know.
I don't think you're going to be spending it, but
Exactly. But now, you know, half my liver, it grows back. Your liver regenerates.
So it
$4,000
says that you can't.
for
It
the
says that
skin.
you can't sell your organs. But what if, like, when you die, you sell your organs and the money goes to your family? Can you do that?
I mean, if
No,
you're
they-
willing to do like $4,000.
why would you sell your organs, though, when you die?
Well, I don't need the money.
Well, I mean, would you rather donate them for free?
Oh, that's what
That's what,
you're
you know,
supposed to
you're
do.
supposed to do.
Yeah, I mean, that's the ethical thing. But, you know, when you want to donate them and sell them so your family gets some cash, you know?
Like, say you
That's
have,
why they pay you for blood.
like, say you have a kid.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, you know how much blood you have to sell for
But you
to
know
be
how
able
much
to get 50 grand?
you know how much hospitals makes on transplants for the profit?
So it's like one last stick it to the hospital before you punch that time card.
I don't want to
Stick it to you,
donate
big
it. I
pharma
want.
and all
That's
of
right.
you.
Hey, I'll give you my heart, man. It's on sale. You know, come on. We'll
It's on sale.
We'll start the bid at 10,000.
Start the bid. eBay. Here we go.
You know,
Like I'm saying, like
it's a
what
flash
if
sale.
what if you're gonna, you're gonna die, but you're gonna sell your heart for 50,000, and then you
It goes
leave
into
it
a
to
trust.
yeah, you leave it in a trust to your son for college.
It'd have to be like a Swiss trust in order for that to fly. But still, I mean, yeah.
I mean, technically, you could do that.
I mean, you're still giving
it'd
that
be a
person a
black
second
market
chance.
thing.
That
But
seems like a lot of stuff done
It is
in
a
the
lot
shadows.
of it is a lot of hoop jumping in order to.
There'd be a lot of like lab stuff you got to go through, make sure the connections are there. A lot of, yeah. But stranger things.
Did you know that it is illegal in Taiwan to catch butterflies with a net?
I can see why though.
Well, in is that you said Taiwan? Or Thailand?
Taiwan.
I thought you said Thailand because Thailand you can catch just about anything with the internet.
From Romeo. That's true. Servicemen tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
You got to check under the hood first.
Oh God, of course it would say Alabama. In Alabama, it's illegal to drive blindfolded.
I actually just came across that one.
Which means somebody was
has
caught.
done it.
Your guys
It is just like I told a class the other day, why do we have policies? Because something happened that made them do it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they make warning stickers.
Right?
Because somebody was stupid enough to do it.
Like the Tide Pod craze?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, in Alaska, you cannot put an animal in the back of an open vehicle.
In where?
In the back of an open vehicle.
Is that a live or dead animal?
It just says you cannot put an animal
So
in the back of an open
I guess
vehicle.
your kids can't go back there either.
Well, I don't
I
have
think
kids,
that would
but
be
yeah.
standard. Like,
But-
my kids would not be in an open vehicle.
In Arizona, it's illegal for
It
a
used to
donkey
be.
to sleep in a bathtub.
Yeah, that was an epidemic at that time. There was a lot of bathtubs being violated by donkeys.
Well, I
By
think
ass-
it's more
by
about
asses.
the donkey.
By asses.
And they wanted the asses to feel more comfortable, and there's just not enough.
Bathtubs to go around.
They're just hard and not very smooth.
They were
Didn't-
breaking these clawfoot tubs, man.
Didn't back in the westerns they used to trough as bathtubs sometimes,
You need to make it smoother, more comfortable.
like the
just
water troughs and stuff. Like
I
they would
think
use them
slip
for
and
like
slide.
I think these asses were
Bait.
messing up the glazes of these tubs, dude.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
It's like leather sleeves. You got to the
Horseshoes,
conditioning.
horseshoes of scratches, and
What if you put blankets in there? Would that? Because I think it would just be considered animal cruelty to have a donkey sleep in a bathtub that had a hard surface.
you
Well,
got
but then the scrapes and scratches, like from the hooves, like you were saying, you'd probably have to recondition it with some kind of oil or something too.
yeah, the bare asses in there would just you can't have a
The
naked
bare
ass in a tub, dude.
Well, if
You
it's
gotta put it
it's
at
in
least
France,
some
it
sort
has
of
to wear-
blanket,
Because those asses are a little hard.
Exactly.
They're rough on
You know?
stuff.
if it was in France, they'd have to wear a bathing suit.
right.
True.
Did
Thumbs
you
up to
know-
that one,
Say levy.
because those are some hairy people.
Yeah. Did you know in Connecticut
Hairy
a
asses.
pickle must bounce?
Bounce from
Connecticut,
what?
a pickle
Uh-huh.
must bounce.
Yeah, in Connecticut, a pickle must be able to bounce. I can just see a cop walking down the street with a kid holding a pickle.
Let me see
And then
that
the-
son of a bitch bounce.
That pickle better bounce, and how much does it need to bounce? That law was passed in 1948. 2 men were arrested for selling pickles that were unfit for human consumption. Discussing ways to check for good pickles, officials declared that a pickle is legitimate only if it bounces. The pickle in question did not bounce. So the 2 men were arrested and fined, and the pickles were destroyed.
I think the FDA should get on that. It seems like there's a brining issue on that. It didn't let
think-
it smolder enough or something.
I think the cucumber was used for not food purposes before it was pickled. That's why it didn't bounce anymore.
Rusty, this is for you. All right. In Indiana, it's illegal to ride a horse above 10 miles per hour. How exactly can you prove that in a court of law? Because your guns, your little stun, your,
Radar guns?
thank you. That's not going to tell.
Probably
Can it?
would pick up.
Really?
Yeah, pick
Well, they
something
got
up.
lasers now.
How's that going to tell a horse?
They can bounce off a horse to see the speed of it.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. We'll forget that.
or you can run down one. You can run it down the street and try and get yourself on those little speed limit.
Yeah. All you do is put a cobalt.
I thought there was some kind of electrical magnetic something or other that those two bounced off of.
It would pick up probably the leather or some buckles or something or other.
Okay. All right, never mind. I'll find a better one for you then.
Damn it.
Damn it.
In Massachusetts, it's illegal to tell fortunes without a certification.
How do you certify?
How does
fortunes?
one get certified to tell fortunes?
They probably have to find the correct crystal ball.
They got to call Cleo.
This is for you.
Get certified with Cleo.
Yeah.
You need to move to Kansas. It is illegal for tire screeching.
Tire screeching.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
because
banned. You
just
know,
because you have that whole pedal there doesn't mean you need to use the whole pedal.
No, it's not me. I don't screech the tires.
It's the
No,
truck
but-
you bought.
It's the truck you bought. Okay.
No, I'm saying I don't screech the tire. I'm talking about all those assholes.
yeah, that way you don't
all
have to be
night.
bothered by that.
Going
I'm
up, down
confused
these
on
two
this
roads.
one for a couple of reasons. In Kentucky, a woman cannot marry the same man 4 times. I didn't think you could anywhere. Like, I thought there was a cap on the number of times you can remarry someone, but then the fact that it's Kentucky, like, can't you even marry your own kin in Kentucky?
I don't know. We're not from Kentucky.
Well, I'm not either, just saying.
In Michigan, it is illegal to sell your vehicle on a Sunday.
That's the Lord. It's the
No
Lord.
law.
That's the
No,
Lord's
that's
Day.
Saturday. Saturday is the Lord's Day.
Isn't that a law here too? Like in Texas, you can't sell cars on.
It's an
Sundays?
ordinance. Yeah.
Really?
In
Is it
Maine,
an ordinance or is it
really?
Oh,
that
it's
a
like
city?
it's like a workman's thing. Like they have to have like 2 consecutive days off because usually car dealerships are open like 7 days a week.
Mm.
Yeah, you gotta have like 2 days off for these people.
So,
Maine has something with Dunkin' Donuts because in Maine it's illegal to park in front of a Dunkin' Donuts.
so I'm selling my
They,
brother's
they were
truck
just
right
saving
now.
the spots for the cops.
There you go.
So I'm selling
That
my
was easy. That was
That was for us.
I'm selling my brother's truck, and so I can't sell it on a Saturday or Sunday.
I think it says dealerships. Does it say dealerships?
This
That's
law
a
was
person.
enacted back in 1953. It is unlawful to sell, trade, or buy motor vehicles on a Sunday in Michigan due to religious reasons. Yeah.
Yeah. See,
According to
Hold
the
on.
Wolverine
Mike.
State.
Pull out your Google Maps
For what?
to see the little blue dot. Does it say Michigan?
No.
It says Texas, right?
Hey, you know what? Shut up. Okay, because he even said that there is.
That's just for dealerships, man.
Did you say
Because you don't have
dealerships?
workers. You don't have
Yeah,
workers.
dealerships.
Yeah, it was only for dealerships.
Oh, I thought
'cause they don't
you
have
just said
workers.
that it was. It was not a penal code. What is it?
The municipal ordinance.
Yeah, the ordinance.
Yeah, it's.
For
I don't
their
know if
employees.
it's like from the state or something, but yeah, like
I think it's.
But
the
it only
state.
applies to dealership. It doesn't apply to
No.
private sales.
no, not the private sales.
Okay. Well, you didn't. He didn't say only
He said
dealerships.
dealerships.
Did
I
you want
didn't
to?
hear.
Did you want to meet a guy on Sunday to sell your truck or what?
No, I'm just saying like
Okay.
that way.
Then
I
you're
don't,
not breaking the law.
Well, I don't know if somebody wants
Remember,
to buy it.
You're not. It's not. If you don't get caught, you're not breaking the law.
I'm a law-abiding citizen, sir.
Law biting? What are you biting?
Abiding.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My bad, my
Abiding.
bad.
You
Hey,
just got to learn to work
I have
the
a question
job.
for Rusty.
The dude.
So-
abides.
You go to these businesses here in the city, and they have like, oh, this parking's for expectant mothers, or this parking's for electric vehicles, or this parking's for compact cars only. Those are not enforced because those are not state or city signs, right? Like stop signs. And,
No,
one-way
those,
signs.
those are just for. Like I couldn't ticket those. And I don't think code enforcement does either. I think code enforcement only tickets handicaps.
so, but can the store call a tow truck to get that towed?
It's their property.
So it'd be more of
It would be more of a civil issue.
civil. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it'd be more of a civil. We don't bother with civil issues.
In New Jersey, bulletproof vests are banned while committing a crime. So I guess it's like play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can't even have a damn gun to protect yourself in the first place. So, you know.
In New
True.
Jersey, yeah.
But what is bad is the picture says police on the bulletproof vest.
That's when you know somebody had a deadline and they're like, you know what? I can't find a bulletproof vest without it. Fuck it. I'll just put it.
Right.
I'll just put a picture of a cop's one.
Yeah.
Best one ever. In New Mexico,
True.
idiots are banned from voting.
What?
In New Mexico, idiots are banned from voting.
Okay.
One law in the state of New Mexico prohibits idiots as well as insane persons convicted of a felonious or infamous crime from voting. To our knowledge, this crazy law isn't enforced elsewhere.
And I think that law, I think their definition of idiots is for like anybody that has a mental deficiency. So they just classified them as idiots and not whatever. Yeah, so.
I think that law
But
should
that's
be
but that's
everywhere.
like
Everywhere. And it
That's
should
like
apply to a
everywhere.
lot more than
It's like-
voting.
So if they have colored hair,
Huh?
so if they have colored hair and blue colored hair and they're
If you say
Like
stop
silver
being a
or
Karen,
something, or-
blue or purple hair,
if you say stop being a Karen and they get mad, like they shouldn't be allowed to vote.
Didn't
Right.
you ask me if I was a Karen the other day?
Oh, I would like to have this conversation.
Yeah. Cheers to that.
What were you complaining about?
Right? Somebody asked me if I was.
it
but
wasn't
no.
me.
Okay. You're off the hook then. In North Carolina, drunk bingo is unlawful.
Drunk beat. What?
Drunk bingo.
How are you supposed to have sober bingo?
Right?
Whoa,
How are
what was
you
that
supposed
number?
to-
B5?
You mean people play that game sober?
Right?
You know, that's where Grandma went to get sauced, to play bingo. And like,
Right.
okay, you're going down to the church.
That's how bingo
Right.
became fun.
Exactly. After a while, you forget what numbers you even have.
Exactly.
You're just having a good time.
They gave everybody $5 when they're leaving, so everybody was a winner.
Yeah, right? You pay $5 to play bingo. You get wrecked.
Grandpa didn't get nagged for like an hour of a day.
Exactly. Yeah, right? And then at the end of the night, they say everybody's a winner, and they give them back their
Boom.
$5. Bam. Look.
On the teeth and everything.
Okay, this is creepy. In Oregon, it's illegal to go hunting in a cemetery.
I think it's illegal to go hunting in a cemetery.
Right?
Unless it's zombies, like, what are you going to go hunting for? Like, creepy. Creepy.
I guess it would be
Snipes.
they don't want people accidentally missing and hitting headstones or something, maybe.
Yeah.
That could
But
be
people
another thing.
might go, like, squirrel hunting because, you have your, like, flower arrangements. They go and eat, like, all the flowers.
Yeah.
Body blasting.
I mean, I could picture like it being a pest problem.
Yeah.
And they need to hunt the pest off of the property. I can get that.
Yeah, but you can use a pellet gun for that.
Yeah.
There's pellet guns that are stronger than a 22 caliber pistol. Right?
In Pennsylvania, you're breaking the law if you pay a psychic.
Probably
Pay
because
psychic?
they're not certified.
That's what I was thinking. That's why I
Yeah.
threw that
I
one
think
out
we should call Cleo on this one
And
again.
we should.
Definitely.
Yeah. We'll have to get Cleo
Does
on the
she-
line
does she
next
even-
time.
does she even let- Is she?
Is she still even active?
I think she passed away not like a couple years ago.
I wonder if she saw it.
She saw it coming.
Wonder if she had time to sell her heart.
I wonder if her 900 number works still.
I wonder how many times your liver can regenerate. Like, if you start early enough, can you like rejuvenate,
things like
regenerate
cats.
your?
How long does it take to regenerate?
I don't know. Let me check. Yeah.
Can't your lungs regenerate too?
No.
No,
They can
once
repair.
once you have it,
Once
damaged,
it's gone, it's gone, dude.
Yeah, and especially
No, I mean
if
they
it
can like if it's
deflates,
damaged.
yeah.
If they're damaged, they can repair themselves.
Like if you smoked for the first 20 years of your life and then you quit. And then
It takes like 20 years to replenish.
Yeah. So depending on how far it is, so certain parts can regenerate, but if part of it's gone, it's gone. But like your liver, you can do a liver transplant. They'll like cut half your liver, give it to the next person, and then,
As long as it goes with Chianti and some fava beans.
right? Yes. Then it will grow back.
That sounds good. Right? Kidney beans.
So you can
With
like
some
you can
chili?
you can transplant part of your liver
Your liver, when they do it, they take half your liver and transplant it to someone else, and then your liver actually grows back full size.
But you just can't sell it, right?
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Starting to bid at $10.
There's a lot of paperwork if you want to like give your organs to somebody. There's a lot of legal paperwork on that.
Oh my!
I just want to see
gosh.
somebody. I just want to see somebody sit there and like donate part of their liver, and then like a year later, they'd be like, my liver growing pains.
This, so I talk about this. So my sister actually she's on a whatever. Anyways, she asked about my kidney one time, and I was like, maybe, but it could only be my right kidney, not my left, because sometimes my right kidney, I feel like it hurts. I get like some flank pain. I was like, so if I were to consider it, it'd have to be my right, but not my left. And then I was like, you know what? I'd probably have phantom pains or something, and that would suck either way. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. After a partial liver resection or donation, it only takes 8 to 12 weeks.
Really?
Yes, for this regrowth is possible because the liver cells divide and regrow lost tissue. It will grow back to its full size. Man, you could make bank on that. I wonder how many times.
If you could sell it.
Oh, you could sell it. Yeah. Just get on
homeless-
that dark web.
The homeless population is going to drop now.
It would be a win-win. You'd be cleaning up the streets.
True.
You'd be saving some lives.
Right?
Saving lives, making some money. Like, ooh.
I think I got it.
How would you explain that when somebody asks you, "Hey, man, what do you do for a living?"
I'm in
I
the
regenerate my liver.
I'm in the regeneration business.
Yes.
8 to 12 weeks. That's what I would call it.
Right? How often could you?
I think she's looking it up.
Could you?
That's exactly right.
Like, how many times can you use that scarred part of the?
Yeah. Like, can you only do it like 3 or 4 times in your life?
Well,
or
if you altered, left one this time, right one this one, left one. Do a little shimmy, dude. But
It just says it decreases over time. Repeated damage or severe liver disease can impair. All right, let's see.
so it regenerates, but it only goes to like 90%.
and then you do it again, and then it goes to
Like
80%.
No. It just says it's not unlimited. Yeah, it can go.
Let's do the 9 lives clause. You can only do it 9 times.
Right, still. But look, if you get like 50 grand a time, I mean, use your money wisely.
Yeah.
And then you still have half a liver at the end of that 90%. I mean,
You do it twice, you can buy 1 Bitcoin.
there you go.
What's a Bitcoin going for?
94,000, I think, right now.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I saw last. I bought some more crypto this week. So
94?
was it 94?
94,101 at this moment.
94,081.94.
Same up close.
Bitcoin Cash is at 350.42. So yeah, but
Still not too late.
no. Back before, oh man, the beginning of the year, it hit like 107,000.
Remember we went hunting
105,000?
2 years ago? Remember how I said I had $500 in Bitcoin?
Yeah.
It went up to 8,000 since that hunting trip.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I still have 0.
Getting
I have 0
Never.
phantom money.
It's never too
got
late.
the money.
I just needed to
As
get
long as
back
I
over
cash
what
it
I
in,
put
they give me
in.
$1
And I'm
for
gonna
it.
cash it in.
So, no, I got into the crypto late. Like I'm 20 years late to the party.
Me too.
Yeah, so
Now I just
I didn't
want to
even
get
know
more than
that.
what I got out. And
I didn't even know there was a party.
I'm with you on that one.
your
man.
invitation must have got lost in the mail.
Must have been. Fucking postal service.
Mm-hmm.
You can buy Bitcoin with your IRAs and stuff like that. You can buy the ETF.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, right now, well, it's like sinking like the damn Titanic.
That's
The
when you want to
ETF?
buy
You
it.
do better to like bury your money.
And that's when you buy it.
No, the ETF. If you buy ETF,
ETF, not ATF.
ETF.
I think we should buy the ETF.
That too.
If
Electronically
I had
traded
Basil bucks, I
funds.
would.
So if you buy
Stop
an
sending 5 girls to freaking the Thatosphere or whatever.
Yeah. Man.
Their outfits were on point though.
Yeah. Not a lick of fat.
well,
Nor a diaper.
Katy Perry did a concert. I guess she had like a very revealing spacesuit on in her concert, and they were giving her crap for it.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
The same one she flew in or what?
No, it was like a
I think they
skimpier
had to
one.
turn those in.
Like, this
It was
is
a
space
skimpier one,
tested.
about covering skin about this thick, like that. And
Like tiny little straps.
yeah, basically. You ever watch that movie, The Fifth Element?
Yes.
Japanese looks like that.
Lilu Dallas Motipas.
But it was blue.
But it was blue.
It wasn't orange.
Interesting.
All right, you guys got any other laws
Rusty, what is the weirdest law that you can think of right now?
The weirdest law that I can think of.
that you used?
That I've used?
Uh-huh.
Spitting on the sidewalk I've used. I've actually written a citation for that.
You were pissed.
What'd they
weren't
say?
you?
What'd they say?
Mm-hmm.
Showed up in court. Spit on the sidewalk? Yeah. Did you see him? Yeah.
What'd
How
they
much is
do
the
to
fine?
piss you off?
Isn't that $50 fine?
He was
gotta-
fishing, is what he was doing.
Yeah, yeah. I was kind of like, I was working.
How much
cases
is the
on
fine?
that. Let's see.
Like $50.
Probably something like that. Plus court costs, like $50-$60.
Mhm.
It's kind of like being drunk in jail. I think it's like $200 or something.
You can't be drunk in jail?
Oh yeah, you can be drunk in jail.
Oh, okay. I was like,
That's
Do
usually
you
where we
call
put
it the
them.
drunk
so
tank?
so if you
They still have a drunk tank.
so
yep.
if you get arrested for like public intoxication and you take them in, you give them another charge for being drunk while in jail?
I wish it was that easy. Yeah.
That would be messed up. That's like a
That would
double to
be-
Put the
jeopardy
drunk in
thing.
jail.
That would be very funny.
Right? There's a party inside.
Sir,
the
why
walls.
were you drunk in jail? Well, he arrested me because I was drunk in public.
The drunk tank, is it padded
Is
for
it
safety purposes?
the one at the news station is
Really?
really? Yeah.
Is it
We have-
comfortable?
We have a padded room.
Well, yeah.
Do you,
I mean,
when when you don't have any detainees in there,
Except that
Do
the
you
rest
go
of the
with, like-
pads aren't on there yet.
do you go in there and just like lay down and take a little 10-minute snooze?
It's weird. It's weird. It's got like a big hole in the floor.
for pee?
Yeah, probably easy to wash down type.
It makes
stuff.
me think of a movie. Oh man, I can't remember what it was called. I want to say it was like Levels or something like that. But like, there were different levels, and I guess they were prisoners or something like that. And then, like the center
The
of the floor,
cube.
is it the cube?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like the center of the room would come down, and that's where your food would be. But
Yep.
if you're on the bottom level, like everybody else gets all the good stuff before it gets down to you, so you get like scraps.
Oh, that would suck.
that was.
Yeah.
But that
I was
would
just like,
that would
whoa.
work in our jail population. That would be
There's a law
awesome.
that says it's against the law to eat your neighbor's garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gross.
Yeah.
I'd be really, really skinny if, that's what my life came to. Because I'd obey the law.
I'm not getting a
She's a-
citation for this shit.
She's a law-abiding citizen.
Right?
Is it against the law to eat businesses' trash from the dumpster?
As long as they're not your neighbor.
True.
True. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
Hey, I have another question too. All these dumpsters out here, right? The business dumpsters. Can you put your say I had a big box?
Nope.
You can't put it in that dumpster.
Nope.
Really?
Nope.
What about an apartment complex?
Nope.
What if you're a resident of the apartment complex?
Yep.
And why is that though? Because the alternative is
Dump
you
it in the desert?
Throw your trash out on the street.
But
So-
what happened? What happened last week? An older couple got videotaped.
They got arrested too.
They got arrested. It didn't matter how old you are. I mean, you're dumping in the desert, and they broke the law.
And the law is the law.
And the guy who caught him was on horseback. So
Did it have tail lights?
Yeah, I think it did. It was within the law.
No, it was still daylight though. He didn't need a taillight.
He might have had the orange square back there, but I don't know.
Question is though, so if a cop on horseback were to give me a citation at night and they didn't have taillights on the horse, could I turn around and do like a citizen, citation to them because
you could probably fight it in court. You can probably fight it in court.
Good to know.
You'd be like, you know what?
Does Texas have court horse things?
Horse court?
Horse court.
Horse court.
So horse court.
You know what? We did have a mounted patrol like in the mid 70s, but that's where it stayed in the mid 70s.
I remember when I was in New York though, and I went to Times Square. That's still a thing.
Yeah, but they don't have, I think, horses at night. I'm not too sure on that.
Probably because they don't have taillights.
Probably.
Probably.
That'd be my guess.
Yeah.
I bet the horse patrol got more respect than the bike patrol did.
They do.
Yeah.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, because
do.
that horse will kick. Well, just kick. You can leave it at
Yeah,
that.
and if you ever ask permission to pet, make sure you pet the horse and not the officer.
I was going to say,
Okay,
in that
you
video,
can't be doing that.
But
you see
some
that
of those
video where the-
officers are really nice. Like, no.
there's a video circulating around in this.
There's two videos.
Make sure it's
This
not
guy
in
comes
San
up.
Antonio where
Right.
it's illegal to flirt with your hands, though.
This
Yeah.
guy walks up and he's like, "Is it okay to pet?" And the cop on the horse is all like, "Yeah, it's okay." And the guy goes up and pets the cop. And the cop just grabs him and he's like, he wants to be mad, but he's like, "You know what? That was a good one. All right." He gives a little fist bump and then that was it.
I saw another
That
one.
was
Where,
hilarious.
I saw another one where the guy tried that, and then he touched the leg, and he's like, "Oh, I can get you for sexual battery."
Oh, Lord.
And I was like,
Only in San
"What
Antonio.
an asshole!"
There has to be two different things in order to get that. I mean,
What, sexual battery?
yeah,
What
you'd have
it
to
just
have,
be
you'd
simple
have to
battery?
be.
Could it be simple battery?
It could be, yeah.
But well, I guess because he touched his leg, was rubbing his leg.
Yeah, inappropriate conduct or something.
So back to the spitting on the sidewalk. What if you're walking down the sidewalk and I spit on the street, not the sidewalk? Is that still illegal?
I think we're splitting hairs now.
What if I have like a Mondo loogie and I'm just like, oh, I'm not
Yeah,
going to
just a
swallow
cough.
this. And then
What if it's like just an excessive cough?
Medical paperwork.
medical paperwork.
Yep.
Okay, so if you get pulled over and they do search for your car or whatever, and they don't find any drugs, but they look in your bag or purse or whatever else, and you have one of those, those daily pill reminder thing boxes, those with the different weekdays on it.
Mm-hmm.
We're
You
too
get trouble
young. We
for that,
don't.
right?
We're too young. We don't know what those are. Can you explain what they are?
Yeah. So those are for the people that have a polypharmacy deal because ailments.
But if you have one of those in your possession, you can get in trouble for that, right?
No.
No.
Because I thought in the state of Texas that you have to have your prescribed medications in the prescription bottle. with
No,
your
as
name
long as
on
you
it.
have a prescription for it.
But you can identify,
Yeah.
we can identify
Yeah,
what
there's
pills those are.
pill.com or some bookshop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can look at it as long as it's not like
A
a
controlled
narcotic. Yeah,
substance.
a narcotic that is not a prescribed narcotic.
Mhm.
Only that you can get like in a hospital or something.
Mhm.
Then we don't mess with people that have medications. The
What
only
if
time we
it's-
do is like when we're arresting like John Q. Citizen and he's got medication for, Susie Williams, and it's kind of something different.
But now if you have 45 oxycodone in your pill planner and that's it, that might be a different story.
That's
right?
kind of
It's like,
kind of a
hold
red
up
flag
now.
right
Yeah.
there.
Usually they only give you 30 at a time, so the other 15 are a little bit questionable.
Yeah.
Well, I had 15 and a half a month, and I didn't have any pains, officer. Those are from last month. know,
do you really
carry
take-
over times?
You really need to throw in some high blood pressure medicine, some lipids, a couple
sir.
other things in there to balance it out.
Sir, are you sitting here trying to tell me that you take 7 oxycodones in the morning
And you're a
then
fully functioning
7
human being.
and then 7 at
You're
night?
talking to me, right?
This is where I call the DRE and be like, hey, you know what? We need to really look at this driver.
So, well, that's it for this show. I hope you guys enjoyed this this
Kinda
one
fun
of
show.
odd laws that are still in the books but not really enforced unless you're spitting on the sidewalk
And have pissed off Rusty.
and pissed off Rusty. Right?
And shove the
Then-
line up your horse's ass.
Yeah, and you don't have tail lights on your horse. Yeah, or you put a donkey in a bathtub.
I'm
Yeah.
getting coconut oil for all of you.
So, well,
For
guys,
medicinal purposes.
well,
Or
You
expectation.
know, this stuff makes a good loop.
I heard, but
That's what I heard too.
But keep the number
I'm-
under 5. Okay.
right. The attempts under 5.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
3
All
is
right,
good
guys.
enough.
make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we'll see you guys next time.
We were built to thrive, yeah.